So let's jump into these little secrets here. The first thing I have on the screen, there's a C. And if you look at our wonderful display here, this is the C. It has a little baby line. And every chord has a C on the bottom of it until we get over here, and then we get this weirdness. But all these have C's on the bottom, and then what we're doing is we're stacking little thirds. We're stacking these little skips. I'm not stacking steps, I'm stacking skips. And there's another one. And there's another one. So with this we call a C major 7 because it sounds nice and happy and major. And it has the 7th note above C right there. Okay. C major 7. Now, here's a cool thing about 7th chords is that every note in the 7th chord kind of implies the 7th chord. Whether we just play C and E, I'll give you an example. Here's my left hand playing the C and the E, and I'll just play a little melody up here. Still sounds pretty much the same. You're with me so far? If you just play some of them, you don't need all 4 of these notes to get it to sound like a C major 7. We could also build it from the top down. And again, just with these top 2. So, here's the point. Here's the point that I want to show you. These are our 4 notes. If you go to learn jazz in college, anywhere, what they're going to give you is a list, okay, of about 500,000 chords. And they're going to say, here's the 4 notes that make up C major 7. And these other 4 notes make C minor 7. And these other 4 notes make C diminished 7. And these other 4 notes make C augmented 7. And these other 4 notes make C. Okay, that's a lot, right? So what I want to do here is kind of give you a concept that you can apply to all 7th chords, no matter if it's a C diminished 7 or a C augmented 7 or a dominant 7 or some kind of weird C altered dominant chord of some sort. Pretty much any 4 notes you have. A great way to get super comfortable with chords is to take a group of 4 notes and practice what I have here on the screen. Practice simplifying those chords. A couple weeks ago when I told my story about the University of Maryland Jazz Ensemble, I was talking about a chord that I used for everything. And this is it. This is before I knew what this was. I didn't know it was a C major 7, but I used this little chord shape here. Why? Because it sounded good. Okay? You can do a lot with just this little shape. It's 3 notes. And if you look at my diagram here, what do we see? We're just leaving out a couple of the notes in the chord. Basically, the point is you don't need all 4 of these. So let's look at like a C minor 7, okay? Here's major. If we turn these middle 2 notes into black keys, we got C minor 7. We're going to do scales later. I'm going to show you the scale and everything. But just to drive the point home that this works the same exact way. Leaving out this one. Even just using the top and the bottom works perfectly. This is what you would call a spread voicing or an open voicing for the left hand. Now, what does this do? Well, it gives you the ability to play super awesome chords in really easy ways. So, okay, let's pick random chords, and I'm going to simplify it. Let's do C major 7, and then we're going to do A major 7, and we'll just do those 2 for now. All right. Here's our C major 7. How many notes is it down here going to the A? Well, we got 3, so if we move all of them down the same amount, they're going to give us a nice A major 7. So here's our 2 chords, C major 7, A major 7. Basic chords, root position, no fancy voicing. Right hand, C scale, A scale. All right, I'm just switching the scale when I switch the chord. Sounds super hip already. But watch this. I'm kind of separating the bottom notes and the top notes and getting comfortable with playing these chords in little pieces. There's a pinky note on the bottom for the left hand. There's a 3, 2, 1. There's a couple other fingers there. Get used to just this side of your hand playing. Get used to just this side of your hand playing. It gives you so many options when you're at that next gig or when you're in that next jazz theory class. It gives you a lot of options, and you don't really need to know that much theory. You're just taking something basic. You're changing how you think about it. Because when I first learned jazz and I first was confronted with, here's 500,000 chords and 4-note combinations. You have to know every single one of them. This is what you're going to end up sounding like. And right away, everybody listening to that knows that it sounds amateurish. But if you just do something simple like take the bottom note, turn it into a little rhythm. Okay, at the end there, sounds super fancy again. I'm doing the same exact thing I just showed you. Same 4 notes, rearranged in different ways. All right, that's the first little concept here. Take your chords, simplify. Make it into something easier, make it into something you can grab with your hand. Make it into like a little multi-layered thing. So now your left hand, instead of fla, fla, now your left hand is grooving. Now it's rocking a little bit. Now it's dancing with the drummer, okay? Your drummer and your left hand should be like best friends.